Hugh Jackman's been Wolverine for like 20 years, man. He's been Wolverine for 20 years. I know he said I know he's going back and forth on whether he'll play Wolverine again. Like he's like, there's been times where he's like, "Yo, I'll play Wolverine," and then there's been times where he's like, "Nah, you know what? I'm done." And then like and us the fans have been like, "Yo, we understand if you don't want to play him anymore. Like, we understand. Like, you've played him for 20 years, like, and you've done a good job. Like, if you decide to hand up, we're fine with it." So, but he's going back and forth with whether he wants to do it or not. Like, there's been times where he said, "I'll come back," and then there's been other times where he was like, "Nah, I'm straight." And I think the real reason why he said he wanted to come back, because that makes him a part of the MCU, and he just like, "Yo, I would love to be a part of that." So I think that's why he was like actually considering it. But we won't know until they come out with another X-Men movie and they need to cast Wolverine again. We really won't know until they need to cast Wolverine again. I remember I heard something like they wanted who's the two people they said that were replaced. Matter of fact, maybe there's a video for that. Who could replace you? Oh, so there is a video for this. So let's watch that. This should be fun. The top 10 actors who should become the new Wolverine. So let's watch this and get our thoughts. I didn't expect this to be a whole just chatting stream today, but I said I was going to play Godfall.
When it comes time to pass the torch,
we'll see.
Adamantium Claws, we believe these actors would be more than capable of taking on the mantle of Marvel's most badass mutant. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 actors who should become the new Wolverine.
I come from nothing. And before long, I will return to nothing. Let me kill this man for you.
Hugh Jackman confirmed that the upcoming third Wolverine movie would be his final performance as the legendary X-Man. Of course, that doesn't mean an end for Wolverine himself, and for this list, we'll be looking at the male actors who we believe could take on the role of this iconic character.
I used to think you were one of a kind, Wolverine. I was wrong.
Number 10, Michael Shannon.
This council has been disbanded.
Aside from being almost indestructible,
Really?
Wolverine is a deeply traumatized character whose emotional scars run deep. Who better to bring out the wounded and primal side of this animal more than General Zod himself? Not really known for playing upbeat and civil kinds of characters, Michael Shannon's roles in Man of Steel and 99 Homes can show that he can pull off ruthless and rage-filled, which is ideal when your character needs to go berserk at a moment's notice.
You think I'm crazy? Huh? Is that what he told you?
However, the real appeal comes from how well he captures pain and loss, something integral to Logan just as much as his brutality.
I was bred to be a warrior, Captain.
Okay, I like this pick.
Trained my entire life.
It wasn't something that I thought
Mastered
of
my senses.
offhand, but
Where did you train? On a farm?
Number 9, Scott Eastwood.
You ready for this? We'll see.
While he's better known as a supporting actor in large-scale features like Fury, Gran Torino, and Suicide Squad, the son of legendary actor Clint Eastwood could provide a fresh face for the character, providing Logan with a more youthful look. We've seen hints that he can play a rather beaten and violent individual in smaller roles, but given the chance, we think he could reinvigorate the aged X-Man. He's young enough to play Wolverine at almost any point in his life, so he could be brought into any timeline with relative ease.
It's all I know.
these are good picks.
Number 8, Mikhail Houseman.
I can see him as Wolverine too.
He made us fall in love with Dario Naharis in Game of Thrones, so why not give him a shot as Wolverine? As Dario Naharis, he showed off that he's very much at home with effortless charm and kicking all kinds of ass, which is what Wolverine does on a minute-to-minute basis. We have no doubt that he could also bring some of the more somber aspects of the character to life, but in all honesty, we just love to see him breaking some heads, letting out snide remarks, and more than likely betting one of his fellow ex-ladies before the day is done. Besides, he's already got the hair down.
Are you here to see our queen?
I don't know. Something
She's in a good mood.
Something.
Number 7,
I
Scott
don't know.
Adkins.
I don't know about him.
You're not the real champion here.
The majority of this actor's filmography tends to lean towards the B-movie side of things, his most well-known role being that of Russian fighter Yuri Boyka in the Undisputed franchise. Why would we throw him in the ring for a chance to take on Wolverine's title? Because the man is an absolute beast. His fighting prowess and physique can't be denied. You need to look no further than his fight scenes to show that he could easily bring out the
I worry about
creative
if he
depth
has
of
the
most
acting.
violent side.
I mean, how much
So
acting
instead
do you
of
really have to do with
pause, we
superhero
think
movies,
Adkins
though?
would rack up quite the cinematic body count.
I think he has the look, maybe not the
Number
chops.
6, Charlie Hunnam.
I don't know what
And
to
then
say.
how much acting you really need to do in the movies, though.
Still don't.
As Jax in Sons of Anarchy, we were presented with a deeply flawed human being who, despite his bad decisions and
This
tendency
is not
to
an
find himself
actor
on
I'm
the wrong side
familiar
of the
with.
law,
I never
was
saw
willing to
Sons of
do anything
Anarchy.
for his family.
Clean yourself up, Jax.
In Pacific Rim, we were given a natural lead whose determination and charisma never fell out of place, despite the lighthearted feel of the movie.
He was in that.
All in all, Hunnam knows how to portray a broken character and knows how to have fun too. That's a recipe for Wolverine if we ever heard one.
He's not selling me either.
Number 5, Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Watched my sister. Too long have you haunted her steps.
That'll be my pick.
He's already breathed new life into one iconic badass, so why not another? Urban has already shown his talent in cinematic masterpieces like the Lord of the Rings trilogy,
This will be my
as well
pick.
as reboots like the Star Trek series. But we really have to shine light on his interpretation of Dredd, the role that finally gave the gritty, futuristic judge the respect it deserved.
I'm wondering when you'd remember you left your helmet behind.
Sir, a helmet can interfere with my psychic abilities.
Think a bullet might interfere with some more.
The darkness of the character, his stone-cold approach to killing, his ability to speak to the source material, Urban just keeps ticking the boxes in what would make a great Wolverine. In fact, he's one of the few that we think could actually pull off the character's classic costume.
I may throw up on you.
I think these things are pretty safe.
Don't pander to me, kid. One tiny crack in the hull and our blood boils in 13 seconds.
Number 4, Joel Edgerton.
You're gonna get yourself
Carl
killed.
Urban would be my pick.
I mean, you're a goddamn teacher. You got no business in the ring with those animals.
Actually, I used to be one of those animals.
This actor has more than proved he's a Hollywood heavyweight with roles like Black Mass and The Gift, reflecting that he can play a tormented soul lurking on the fringe of society. Fully encapsulating the lone wolf element Wolverine is known for, the role that really brings him to the forefront is that of Brendan Cullen in Warrior, where he showed that he could
Dread
not
all
only
the way.
bulk up to an obscene degree,
Carl
but
Urban
also
would be
that
my
even
pick.
the nicest of guys can be a badass.
Brendan Cullen is going to right here. Very, very dangerous.
Warrior was a very good movie.
It's pretty much assured that if he were to slip into Logan's shoes, that we would get a character just as likely to reflect on past pains as he is to snap a man in half.
But I wouldn't pick him.
Richard Armitage.
I wouldn't pick him. I wouldn't pick him for
Easy to
Wolverine.
find. I lost my way twice.
You might know him for his towering performance as the short-statured Thorin Oakenshield in the Hobbit trilogy, and while that showed that he could easily channel the flawed hero archetype, his work on the small screen is where he really shines. He fluctuated between sinister and sympathetic as Guy of Gisborne in Robin Hood, and was downright terrifying as Francis Dollarhide in Hannibal.
You tremble. There is not what you owe me. You owe me all.
As far as portraying men with shattered psyches trying to contain their inner monsters, he has quite the extensive list of qualifications, and we'd be more than happy for him to let Wolverine.
I don't see it with him either.
Number 2, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's a good pick.
They cannot touch me.
Tom Hardy's a good pick.
They are long dead.
Charles Bronson, Bane, Max, the Cray twins. This man has brought them all to life and put his own stellar spin on each of these real-life and fictional icons. And we feel that his take on the Wolverine would be no different.
Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you.
We've all seen just how intense he can be physically. Look no further than The Dark Knight Rises and Warrior, where he broke all kinds of bones. Of course, he's got the charm to match, and seeing Tom Hardy with a pair of adamantium claws would be pretty friggin' epic.
Tom Hardy's a really good pick, yo.
Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
John Berthorn, no, but John Berthorn played Punisher to Tito. Like, I can't see anybody else being Punisher. Like, that's how good he did Punisher. What they said, it was on Liam McIntyre. No, Spartacus. Still Dread no matter what. Gerard Butler, very good pick. I could see him doing that. Gerard Butler being an honorable mention don't make no damn sense to me.
Number 1, Hugh Jackman.
Did they just say Hugh Jackman? What? What kind of fuck? I'm not even finished yet. I gotta see what their reasoning is for this. But what? This list was supposed to be people not Hugh Jackman. Okay, Hugh Jackman's gonna hang. The beginning of the video was like, yeah, he's gonna hang it up. He said he's not doing it no more. Who can be the new Wolverine?
Trust me, I know how these things play out.
Oh, because you're from the future.
Oh, this could be. Remember, okay. Maybe this is why they did this. I said this in the beginning. That Hugh Jackman said he said he was done. He said he was done. But then Disney bought Fox. So then now X-Men, if they make another one, is going to be part of the MCU. Hugh Jackman said, "Oh shit, I would love to be a part of the MCU. I want to be a part of all that." So he was reconsidering his position on being Wolverine again. Like, he was thinking about playing Wolverine again just so he can be a part of the MCU because he wanted to be a part of it. So maybe this is why he's number 1 on this list. Let's see.
No. Because of these.
Seriously, all those other guys. Hugh Jackman still is Wolverine.
You wanna shoot me? Shoot me!
Are we cheating here? Absolutely. It's just that we're not prepared to see our favorite actor from Down Under
Yeah, fucking cheating.
just yet.
You took my life. You make it sound as if I stole something from him. As I recall, it was you who volunteered for the procedure.
For over a decade, he's been tearing bad guys apart and setting the trend for other superheroes to follow. He is one of the few people we have to thank for the current explosion of quality superhero films, and it's almost criminal to have to see him go right as the genre is beginning to peak, especially now that Deadpool has finally entered the arena.
Oh, hello. I know, right? Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie?
Side note, Ryan Reynolds, another example of owning the character. Ryan Reynolds was so good as Deadpool. Who else could have done it? Like, there's certain people that, like, so for instance, like, we kind of look at Hugh Jackman as Wolverine because he owned that character. Ryan Reynolds did the same thing with Deadpool. He, like, who else could play Deadpool? If Ryan Reynolds dropped dead today and they said, okay, we got a new Deadpool movie coming out, who would play Deadpool? Like, that would be very hard to recast. Just like they're going to have difficulty with Wolverine. Like, he owned that character too. But we're talking about Hugh Jackman though.
I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Wolverine.
So, do you agree with our list? Which actor named Hugh Jackman do you think would make the best Wolverine?
Think. Answer correctly.
With new top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You and I have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, like, they definitely cheated with that list, bro. I'm gonna put Hugh Jackman as number 1. Like, bro, we know that he is the man as far as that. Like, Unbelievable. But here's my picks though. Number 1, Carl Urban. Carl Urban should be the new Wolverine to me. Carl Urban, Tom Hardy, Carl Urban, if Keenan Michael Key started to hit the gym and spend a year training, maybe. Oh, for Deadpool? That would be a real interesting twist. So, let's see. Carl Urban, number 1. My top pick. Tom Hardy, number 2, to play Wolverine. Number 3, I would put Gerard Butler. I don't even know why he was. I don't even mention that shit. Gerard Butler would be number 3 to me. Scott Eastwood would be number 4. He looks like he could play the character really well. Lupin, nah. Keegan Michael Key, you mean Dave Chappelle's Scrap Eater? Lupin, what's going on, man? He's funny so he could pull it off. And those are my top. Out of the people on that list, those are the 4 that I think could do the new Wolverine. Carl Urban would be my top pick. I saw it one time. They said I'm good. I finally caught you before I got on. Thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you. They said, and I was like, and it was a stretch to me. They said the person that could play the new Wolverine was Daniel Radcliffe. Carl Urban's and everything. Yeah, and then he's already on The Boys, so I don't know if he's going to be able to do both. But I heard somebody say Daniel Radcliffe, and then they showed a picture of Daniel Radcliffe next to Hugh Jackman, and I was like, maybe. So we just think of him as Harry Potter. So that's why everybody was like, oh no. But people was like, yo, if Harry Potter, and that's the whole thing, they said if Harry Potter gets in the gym, he could play the role. I'm like, I don't know. I think the whole Harry Potter stigma will get him. I mean, one of the co-stars whose show did better than the Chappelle show. Malfoy first. Well, then again, Wolverine was short in the comics. Because one of the things they said about Hugh Jackman, like, Hugh Jackman is tall. He can't be playing Wolverine. Because Wolverine in the comics is real short. Even on the shows they've done, you saw Hugh Jackman was like 6'2" or something like that. Yeah, no, Hugh Jackman's 6'3". So I remember when they said Daniel Radcliffe couldn't play him, and I was like, yo, you know that Wolverine's actually short in the comics. Yeah. Wolverine in comics is 5'4", and Daniel Radcliffe. Hold on, I'll show y'all. Daniel Radcliffe's 5'5". That'd be perfect. Yeah, Hugh Jackman up there with Hugh Jackman like my height. I'm like, shit, I didn't even know he was that tall. Yeah. Man. Harry Potter is 5'5" and shit, so. But they were saying he could play Wolverine. Or maybe there's a mock-up for him. But I've seen that said a bunch of times, but it was like he could play Wolverine. Look at this mock-up they did of him. Yeah, he got to bulk up. He ain't that big, bruh. Like even this picture here, see, he would have to bulk up a lot from here. Like, you know, a lot of these bodybuilders and stuff, like the big bodybuilders that you see, they start out looking like this. They start out extra small and tiny like this. Like, I know 2 bodybuilders that were like real fat dudes, and then they became swole and ripped. But a lot of bodybuilders start out like this. They start out with this super skinny frame like that, and then they bulk up. Like, they don't fucking... I know 2 bodybuilders that were like really small. So like he would have to... But so it's going to be easy for him to put that on. Why not Jesse Spencer? I don't know who Jesse Spencer is. This dude, he got too much of a baby face. He got too much of a baby face. He look like he should be playing Cyclops or something. He's too much of a baby face to play Wolverine. Bill Spencer, Chicago Fire. Yeah, he can't play Wolverine. He can't play Wolverine. Nah. Because they had like in the video we just watched, they had like 10 people in there, and only 4 of them, I would say, had the look to play Wolverine. Could pull off the Wolverine look. 4 out of the 10 or 12 that they mentioned. Everybody else was kind of like, oh, that's a stretch. I heard Harry Potter too, which I still think is a damn stretch too. Fucking Daniel Radcliffe. Or Daniel Radcliffe is the correct height. But I think that would be a stretch too. Like, people probably wouldn't buy that. Kind of like how people didn't really want to buy Robert Pattinson as Batman. Like, they're kind of like, fucking Twilight dude? Tom Hardy is in my top 3. Tom Hardy could pull that off. Tom Hardy could definitely pull off Wolverine, man. Tom Hardy could definitely pull off Wolverine. So, we'll see. I'm looking at